I became a prosecutor because I want to serve my community. And one of the best ways to do that is to be a prosecutor in our justice system. I was privileged enough to be a defense attorney for many years and also to be a magistrate. So I've served the judiciary, I've served the defense side, and I think what was left was to be a prosecutor and really get that holistic, that whole approach to the justice system. And I'm really happy that I've had that opportunity. I grew up in an immigrant family where things were always chaotic, and there was, I was a middle child, so there's always issues and problems, and I always wanted to problem solve. And I remember actually, ironically, writing my 5th grade paper where a teacher said, do a whole research project on what you want to be when you grow up. And I wrote, I want to be a criminal defense attorney. And I ended up doing that, eventually. And I'm happy to be on with another aspect of the law in the prosecutor side right now. The best part of being a prosecutor is being able to be one of the first people there to help the victims. The cases, originate with the police, but then to get into the justice system, they hit our office. And the beautiful thing is we present that to the grand jury, who then really decides what to do with it. But I love the fact that we get to initiate that process, and I think that that's an important process, and you need it to be in the right hands of people who really care about the community. And we're very lucky that the Summit County Prosecutor's Office really takes that very seriously and very thoughtfully, and so we're lucky to be in that phase of it. The difficult parts of being a prosecutor are, and especially coming from the defense side, and even being the magistrate part of the judiciary, I think prosecutors get a reputation for wanting to just put people in jail, and this goes into some of the misnomers of being, and the misconceptions of being a prosecutor. But that's what makes it hard, is you realize that that is out there, that people are thinking that, and you want to tell them, no, we're here to care for the community. We are here to serve justice. And that may be somebody going to jail, and that may not be somebody going to jail. Either way, justice has to be served, and we have to pursue that. And so it's not us cheering if somebody goes to jail. It's us cheering if justice is served. And I think that's the hardest part, is knowing that people are thinking that, and how do you communicate and problem solve with people who have that misconception in their mind. The cases that have impacted me the most of being in the justice system have been the cases where I've had a lot of them where I'm working with mothers and children. And to see, and it was before I was even a mother myself, but to see the love a mother has for their child and what they're willing to do, and unfortunately to see the trauma that walks into our office, and that they're coming at the lowest points in their lives. That's really hard. That has been very hard for me. But and that makes an impact. And it actually made an impact on me as a mother, like and how I treat my kids and what I do for them. And I think about my clients that way, and I realize what that connection is. Another thing I didn't realize before I came to the prosecutor's office was not just the families themselves that we work with who walk in our door get impacted, but also the community gets impacted. We're recently working on a case with 2 Akron U students, 2 women who were murdered, brutally murdered. And it was a case that somebody's up for parole. So, you want to educate the community and let them know about the fact that this person is up for parole. And every time I talk to anyone in the community about this case, I just say 2 Akron U female students, and people remember. And so all these years I think about, how the client has impacted me, or the victim has impacted me, but really the victims impact the whole community, and people will remember where the crime happened, how it happened, and how awful they felt for that victim. And it's actually, it's a sad situation, but it's very heartwarming to know that our community cares so much and is really rooting to help the victim be better and get better through the tragedy and be strong. The biggest misconception is that the prosecutors are here to put somebody in jail. That is not our job. Our job is to pursue justice and to ensure the safety of our community. So if somebody is having, has committed a crime, our first look at this is not this man or this woman needs to go into jail. Our first look at it is what happened here. What does the law require us to do? It requires us to hand over all the evidence that we have, to give it to the defense, to make sure that the defense can put their case forward. It requires us to look at anything rehabilitative that person may or may not have gone through. It requires us, most importantly, to look at our victims and see what they've gone through. We really have to assess the whole situation, and the answer doesn't start with put that person in jail. The answer starts with what happened and how can we help this situation.